Good afternoon, good evening, everybody. New sessions of the series of SDGs from ETC Ecotraining Center, Sweden. And this is a supplementary sessions, additional session related to the previous ones related to the SDGs, and we cover all SDGs. But these sessions for those who couldn't participate or contribute in the normal schedule, and we promised to give you a chance. Yes, and we are happy, and I'm so pleased to introduce you all and to introduce our speaker for this day. Unfortunately, I don't have your biography or CV from your side to me, so I will let you to introduce yourself. First, I will most welcome with Ismat Farzna and Parveen Akhtar. They are going to talk about SDG number 14, life below water. Would you please, unmute yourself and introduce yourself?
Yes. Thank you, Kamal Jaber. Thank you and good evening to all. Can I share my screen?
Of course.
Share some little bit here.
Ms. Asmat, can you present yourself and give a short biography about yourself?
Yes. Thank you very much and good evening to all. It's me, Ismat Farzna, Senior Lecturer, Department of Biology, Camden School and College, Dhaka, Bangladesh. Today we present SDG 14. We have two presenters, it's me, Ismat Farzna and Parveen Akhtar. So first of all, I would like to thanks Kamal Dever sir and SDG organizer program ETC. So to give us this opportunity. So can I start? My today's topic is SDG 14. So welcome to today's session, SDG development programs, and this one is 14. And it's Ms. Farzna from Bangladesh.
You're welcome.
So today's our goal is introduction, then the goals, and why it is important, problems and solutions, and planet and Earth. So for the introduction, sustainable development goal, that means 14, SDG 14 is about the life below water and is one of the 17 sustainable development goals established by UN in 2015. The official wording is to conserve the sustainable use the ocean, seas and marine resources for sustainable development. And the goal has 10 targets to be achieved by 2030. Where is the goal? First, I said that to conserve and sustainably to use the ocean, world ocean, seas, and marine resources. And why this is important? The oceans are our planet's life supported and regulated the global climate systems. They are the world's largest ecosystem, home and when nearly 1 million known species and containing the vast untapped potentials for scientific discovery. Over 3 billion people dependent on marine and the coastal biodiversity for their life. That's why this is very, very important. And this UN has defined this 4th target of this SDG 14. This target also called the increase the scientific knowledge of the ocean. Some targets have been target year of 2020, and some have a target year the 2015 and 25, sorry, and some have no end of the year. Now the goals are these 10 targets are. First one is produce marine population. Second one is protect and research the ecosystem. Third one is acidification. Then fourth one is sustainable fishing. Then the conserve coastal and marine areas. Then the overfishing and resources, the ecosystem, that is sustainable ecosystem. And less, this is the main targets, and less there are divided three. So the ocean health and sustainable fishing and other the international important and enforce the international seas laws. But here is a point, see here, the most SDG 14 targets are not the measurable in quantitative terms because the data is not available yet. Only target 14.5 is quantable. Okay. Now, this one is the goal of sustainable blue growth, ocean literacy, sustainable marine food, leadership for sustainability, coastal zone management and sea level rising, plastic pollution and the ocean. We'll describe about this, all the points. So see here the sea, marine. So not only in the sea or ocean, not only the fish, different type of aquatic animals, plants also, and tiny particles, phytoplanktons also present there. But due to some reason, there are some threatened. So according to the UNDP, there are the problems of this life below water. Is first one is overfishing, second one is habitat loss, third one invasive species, 5 acidification and pollution. First, see here the main targets are. So first one is, what is overfishing? Overfishing, that means we can catch excess fishing more than our need. So overfishing it happens because when people fish for a lot of fish, the overfishing to get the money, and they do not let fish regrowth. So overfishing facts are at least 3 million of liter fish are caught in net and they throw away. They said that there will be no more seafood. So 8 to 25% of fish is discarded. 27 million fish are throwing out, catch out the year, and it took the people 25 years to wipe out 90% of the ocean's predators, causing the disruption of the marine ecosystem. That this overfishing can create this type of problems, and you can see the overfishing. So different types of way we can always use this overfishing, although also electric nets also. So this creates some problems. What are the problems? See here, the fishing down this food chain. Do you know what is food chain and food web? An ecosystem, there are some producer to different type of eater, primary, secondary, and tertiary consumers are present. So all they are make a chain like a structure. This is food chain and different food chain and make a food web. This is the main target to the ecosystem, at least aquatic, that is marine ecosystem. So this food chain and food web are coming down, effects of bottom traveling and loss of fishes in for future. This is the problems. See here, another ecosystem overfishing and harvest mortality, physical impact of fishing here, then different type of biological effect. I just, our time is very short thing, that's why I can very shortly explain, okay? Because we have, I think, maybe 25 minutes for both of us, right, Kamal Javed sir? Okay, so now is the, yes, okay, thank you. So now is the ocean acidification, our second point. So what is acidification? You know that carbon dioxide are emitted from the different factories and fuels, fossil fuels. Fossil fuel, that means which is dissolved inside the, below the many years time, they are deposit inside the bottom of the sea. So, and the atmosphere, carbon dioxide also emitted, and this ocean water absorb this carbon dioxide and make carbonic acid. Okay, and this is the ocean acidification. This acidification create different problems. See how this is working. See here, this is the unhealthy and this one is healthy positions. So due to this acidification, so this acidification is one of the problems for life below water and life below water, and they are the most threatening for the percentage. Here, the bleaching, excess bleaching, so see different type of corals, they are also important for us. So this is the after bleaching, see the before and after. So due to this acidification and different kind of bleaching systems uses. Now, ranking the countries that pollute the ocean with the most are plastics. We all know that plastic is the most create problems in the ocean, and that is aquatic life in the water. So more than 18 million tons of plastic believed to be at the bottom of the oceans, and 14 blooms could only clean up 5%, only 5% plastic on the ocean surface. So do you think that what the problems will arise? See here, at a result, see here, some of the plastics, they are also their neck, and they are injured, and they are also die. And not only these plastics, this also the plastic net also. See here, this one is, this type of problems will arise in our aquatic animals and fish also. What is the reason? Because we know that these plastics are not decomposed very easily. They need to long time. See here, the straw only 100 to 500 years, and straw from cup 50 to 500 years. Detergent bottle 500 to 1000 years, yogurt cup 100 to 500 years, toothbrush 500 plus years, plastic bags 10 to 100 years, and plastic bottles also 450 to 1000 years, and plastic caps here 100 to 50 years. So can you imagine it? So what type of problem will arise? Only the most problem is this plastic pollution. And here this is the measurement of this, the percentage of food work and container, and this one is the plastic bottles and bags. Okay, and this one is reduced one time uses plastic bottle glass. This one is the measurement. Okay. Why this coral is important for us? Because they provided the protection and shelter from many different species. At least 33% marine fish are species, and 20% of that is total 33% known fish. Out of 25% is all are marine species. That's why they can shelter this fish and species, aquatic species. That's why this coral or marine system is very important to protect us. And see here, habitat for marine life, we also protect this. Food resources, we also protect or preserve this ocean. Coastal protection, economic values, and here some ratios. Now, life underwater devise the global system that make the planet habitat, that means inside the habitat above the water. And here, only 33% global populations are dependent on this ocean for their catching fish. Okay? And see here, each year fishing by catch kills 320,000 seabirds, then 100 million plus sharks, 300,000 for small whales and dolphins, and 250,000 plus are different loggerhead turtles. So different type of problems will arise, not only fish. So what we have to do, we must do the protection of this. First one, produces and prevent the pollution, mostly in plastic pollution. To protect our ecosystem. 3 number, end overfishing and illegal fishing. Help fishing communities to develop sustainable fishing practices, and 5 scientific cooperations, and 6 number, make the maintaining to international law, that means ocean law. We have to do this. So what is the challenge? Challenge is to protection the life below water. Because gain, and how we can achieve this, the gain powerful side from the modeling technology on how to best work with the nature and adapt human activities to ensure the environmentally sustainable projects in water environments. SDG in Bangladesh, this is the global, and now SDG in Bangladesh, the UN Committees for Development Policy has announced Bangladesh's eligibility for graduation from a least development country to developing country. This success also brings confidence for achieving the SDGs. At the last 15 years, with limited resources, Bangladesh has witnessed one of the fittest reduction in poverty anywhere in the world. So see here, the national poverty line currently 22.4, that is 3 years ahead of time. It has reached the target, is reducing the infant mortality. This was very problem for our country, and from 92 per thousands live birth in 1990 to 46 now, and it decreasing the prevalence. The underweight children less than 5 years of age from 66% in 1990 to 32.6% at present. Okay? And in the term of education, our education system also, the country is achieved nearly 100% of enrollment in the primary school. Okay, and attain the gender parity with the more girls than boys in primary and secondary sections. Okay, and but this SDG have some problems. See here, the status of the Bangladesh MDG. Here is the Bangladesh government including SDG with MDG Millennium Development Goal target. So this one is the targets, 8 target. They also target here. 29% people living below the poverty. Okay, then to achieve the primary education, she promote the gender equality, reduce the child mortality. I also explained before. Then the improve the mental health, AIDS, others disease, and challenges. There are some challenges also as we have achieved some points in SDG with including this MDG. So we achieved increase our food 3 times than before, which served us from the extreme hunger, that means zero hunger level. To achieve this, we have improved the health and sanitation rate. Is mother has been reduced 48 from 185. Number 3, we completed 100% immunized people to making polio-free Bangladesh. Government has emphasized the education system, has made primary education free, distributing the free textbook up to level. These also are including with SDG and MDG. As a result, the rate of education has increased in our country 67%, and women's employment has also remarkable progress in Bangladesh. Another point, some government has included the 8 projects, this MDG and successful success in implementation, and they also included in secondary level by one level, and secondary students can explain in their curriculum what the problems, what are the challenges, what are the 17 goals. So primary level, that means 5 to up to 5, they are just explained just 17 goals, and 1 classes was including 1 project, and 8 to 9, that means 6 to 10 level, they can explain what are the problems, what we have to do. These are expanded. So this is the sustainable development goal in Bangladesh and overall. So save the planet. We must be save our planet, save our earth, because there is no water, no life, because another name of life is water. No blue, no green. So keep calm and protect life below water, because I support this. So thank you all. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your presentation. In
Thank
fact,
you.
we have a huge amount of information to follow, and you give an special presenting as you use infographics and numbers and pictures to explain and to present about the SDG. Thank you. In fact,
Thank you very much, because we know that our time is 1:25 minutes. So I just try to complete within time, because I have I think there are 2 presenters also, maybe 16.
okay, we will.
So thank you very much. Thank you all.
We will open the door
Yes, another
for discussion and questions after finishing other speakers.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, you are welcome. Now, the floor for you, Parveen Akhtar. Thank you.
Parveen, are you here?
Okay, thank you very much. Hi, Ismat Farjana Miss. Thank you very much also Kamal Jabbar and Eco Training Center project. I am newly member of this unity. Thank you very much for me to give opportunity to deliver my speech. Can I share my project? Thank you.
Yes, you can. You are now co-host.
Parveen ma'am, have any problem?
Yes. No.
Okay.
Everybody please see the screen.
No, ma'am. It's not visible.
Not yet.
Not visible. Okay.
Yes.
Now?
Yes. It's okay.
Okay. Thank you very much. Welcome to my presentation. Today I present my presentation. My presentation name is SDG 14. That means life below water. I am Parveen Akhtar, senior teacher, Cambrian School and College, Dhaka, Bangladesh. Life below water, it is the SDG 4, that means Sustainable Development Goal 14, serial number 14, life below water. Introduction. At first, the Sustainable Development Goal, SDG, or Global Goals for Sustainable Development, are a collection of 17 goals, 17 global goals set by the United Nations General Assembly. The goals are broad and interdependent, yet each has separate list to target to achieve. Achieving all targets would signal accomplishing all 17 goals. The SDGs cover social and economic development issues. We already know about this because Ismat Farjana Miss was already a brief. Today I explain goal 14, life below water. Here is life below water, the serial number 14. The objective of this goal, this goal 14, conserve and sustainably use the ocean, seas and marine resources of sustainable development. This is the main objectives. The Sustainable Development Goals are a collection of 17 global goals set by United Nations. The board goals are interrelated, though each has its own target to achieve. The SDGs cover a broad ranges of social and economical development issues. These includes poverty, hunger, social justice, environment, sanitation, urbanization, energy, water supply, health, education, climate change, and also gender equality. This is the economic development issues. 2013 agenda, transforming our world. This is the agenda of 2013, transforming our world. Why goal 14? We are a land-dwelling species, but we depend more on our ocean than we again imagine. Over 3 billion people depend on marine and coastal biodiversity for their livelihoods. Globally, the market values of marine and coastal resources and industries is estimated at USD 3 trillion per year, or close to 5% of global GDP. Ocean contain more than 200,000 identified species, but actual number may lie in the millions. It is estimated that 91% of ocean species have yet to be classified, and that 95%. This is the conserve and sustainability use the ocean, seas, and marine resources for sustainable development. 35% population live along coastal lines. If we imagine or thinking India ranked 12 among the top of 20 countries responsible for marine population. Pollution. India generate over 25,000 plastic every day. 25,000 tons of plastic every day, and 40% remains uncollected. See level rise by 1.33 millimeter year on coast. The UN has defined 10 targets and 10 indicators of SDGs 14 that include preventing and reducing marine population and ocean acidification, protecting marine and coastal ecosystem, and regulating fishing. This is the main target. The target also call for all for an increases and scientific knowledge of the ocean. Some targets have a target year of 2020, some have a target of the target year of 2025, and some have no India. So the United Nations has defined 10 targets. This is the 10 targets. Target 14.1, reduce marine pollution. 2, protecting and restore ecosystem. Number 3, reduce ocean acidification. Number 4, sustainable fishing. Number 5, conserve coastal and marine areas. Number 6, in subside contributing to overfishing. Number 7, increase the economic benefits from sustainable use of marine resources. And these 3 are less important, but this is also important for SDG 14. Increase scientific knowledge, research, and technology for ocean health. Support small-scale fishing, and implement and enforce international sea law. So now I describe marine pollution. Marine pollution is an overwhelming majority of which comes from land-based source, is reaching alarming levels with an average of 13,000 pieces of plastic litter to be found on every square kilometer of ocean. This is the most thinking point. That means 13,000 pieces of plastic litter in each kilometer of ocean. So we want our save our art, and we can also save our art if we save our seas area, and we also save our art. Then ocean acidification. Ocean also absorb about 30% of the carbon dioxide produced by human, and we are seeing a 26% rise in ocean acidification since the beginning of the industrial revolution. That means water plus carbon dioxide, then the carbon acid, and this is the fact, that means the polluted sea area. Ocean acidification, carbon dioxide are emitted from factories and fossil fuels to the atmosphere and are absorbed by the ocean, forming carbonic acid. The final reaction produces two molecules of bicarbonate, decreasing the availability of carbonate ion. This is the industrial revolution 1900 years, that means 19th century. This is the revolution of Earth, and our ecosystem also hazard. Overfishing, second one is important point. Overfishing is simply put when so many fishes are caught that the population can't reproduce enough to replace the non-sustainable use of the ocean. Overfishing can lead to depletion of or extinctions of fish populations. Will the ocean ever run out of fish? That means here, here we see a picture and fish need help. That means no overfishing. So 800 million people depend on fish. Aquaculture are told that this is the cultural workers. That means process how we can take our fish, or how we process our fish, and why we want to fish. That means many people are depend on fish because there are small area and large population. If we think our country, there are so many people live in this country, and all of are depend on fish, because fish is the main food for main protein. Fish is the main source of protein. So challenges, there are many challenges here. I decide 3 challenges. Then large-scale marine protection area, and assigning large-scale marine protection area at least 100,000 square kilometer in area aims to reduce the consequence of resources exploitation and to protect ocean ecosystem by reducing human disturbance in designed area. However, there are related concerns surrounding LSMPA, that means large-scale marine protected areas, that need attention in order to help ensure that the target of SDG 14 can be met. These concern over 3 dimensions: resources management, conflicts between rival countries, and trade-offs between people's need and the environment. The resources management challenges related to inadequate monitoring and enforcement of the conservation and protection measure. Riverine layers between neighboring countries related to border disputes surrounding assignment of the LSMPA. Usually LSMPA involve multiple countries making up disparate adjoint geographic areas. Some countries might use LSMPA as diplomatic leverage to pursue other advantages. Trade-off between people's need and the environment related to addressing people's livelihood in an equitable fashion. The setting of protective areas can have negative effects on local fisheries and people income. Then second number problem, capacity enhancing fishery subsides. Capacity enhancing subsidies have been provided to developing countries in order to make them more competitive with large fishing nation. But if these subside result in overfishing under remaining the ecological resilience of the resources, there will be no long-term benefits to the communities. Capacity enhancing subsides can only solve immediate poverty conditions for the moment. Monitoring of the impact of the subsides is necessary to ensure that overfishing is not occurring. Also, spirit agreement between countries are required since marine ecosystem cross national boundaries. The World Trade Organization that is decided to implementing target 6 of SDG 14 in size contributing to overfishing, and discontinue fishery subside. The basis for this is that over 93% of the global fisheries stock are already fully exploited. The impact of COVID-19 pandemic. What is the impact? The COVID-19 pandemic in 2020 had a positive impact on oceans since the human activities and lowered and presented an opportunity for a sustainable recovery path. The Sustainable Development Goal in Bangladesh also described our senior teacher Ismat Farjana Miss briefly. Now, in shortly, the Sustainable Development Goal are a global call to action to end poverty, protect the earth, environment, and climate, and ensure that people everywhere can enjoy peace and prosperity. These are the goals the UN is working on in Bangladesh. So, thank you very much. That's all.
Thank you very much. Thank you for great presentation. In fact, in this presentation, we deepen our knowledge about the SDG related to the life in the water. I mean, in the oceans and in the seas. Thank you again. And the floor for all the participants to give their questions.
So, have any questions for us about our presentation? Any questions from?
In the chat box, I can see many thanks for you and greetings for you for this presentation. And they ask you if you can share the presentation with them. From my side, I give the YouTube link if anybody wants to see it again, to take notes and anything. It's okay, but it's up to you if you want to share the presentation, the slides with them. Okay. From my side, I have a question, in fact, for Barbie related to the impacts COVID-19 on the oceans. You said that there is a positive impact. Can you elaborate for a while?
Pardon, ma'am, please. SDG and COVID-19, please.
SDG and COVID-19, we because in COVID-19, many people are sheltered in their house, and they did not cross their boundaries because COVID is a, we already know COVID is a, means contagious disease. So the COVID-19 pandemic 2020, many people are not go outside, or they are so scared because of COVID-19 is contagious. That's why it's a positive impact on our ocean. There are tourist not going to any countries, or they are also that means lockdown. That's why they did not move to one country to another country, or they didn't move anywhere. And human activities also low percent because they are working, but in their own house. That's why. So recover our sustainable recovery path. We make our ocean water is, I think it's good for us and positive impact on ocean, since the human activities was lower and percentage and opportunity for a sustainable recovery path. This is the fact of COVID-19.
Thank you. I have another question for Asma related. How can we teach SDG about life below
our students?
Yes.
Yes, thank you. So I already have explained that in our country, that is our education system from 2019, this SDG or sub-program, that means MDG Millennium Development Goal, according to this. So class 1 to 5, that means primary level, just including their books, just only these 17 goals, they just know about the goals. Okay, and then 6 to secondary level, including this one by step, we are trying our textbooks syllabus, so including one by one. So 6 to 8 standard students, because their global studies, BGS, so Bangladesh Global Studies and Global Studies also, so they also learn about these goals and challenges, what the problems, what we have to do, what are the challenges in our countries. So one by one, step by step, we are trying for education system.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Here now. Yes.
Dr. Kamal.
Yes, Mr. Azdin, go ahead.
Thank you, Dr. Kamal, for giving me the permission to participate in today's webinar about such important themes of SDG goals. So all of us agree that SDG goals are about different problems. Yes. Poverty, education, life under the sea, life on the earth, equality between men and women, etc., etc., etc. And based on the fact that these problems are different from one country to another, there are some countries in which issues related to water are most pertinent. And there are other places in other countries in which problems related to education are more urgent. And there are other places in which gender problems are more important. So, based on these ideas, can we say that we need different approaches to face these issues related to SDG goals? Can you elaborate on this, please? And thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. So SDG 7, that is different goals and different topics. So this idea, this collaboration, elaboration is different in different countries. So I will explain that in our country, including SDG, we have to start, our government already started the MDG, Millennium Development Goal, 8 goals. So there is the poverty, first education, primary education, that is their level is below, zero hunger, then mental health, polio, this one is, and then with this, the sustainable development goal also including, and our education sector students level, that means textbook, also including this level, they can step by step class, one class to another class, they can know about this, just 2, 3, 4 steps there. And higher section, that means students 8, 9, 11, 12 students, they know about the awareness. They have to apply this. We have to apply this in our country also. And another thing is ocean law also developing in our country. And mostly awareness is the most important. Thank you.
I think
It's much, Farjana. Thank you.
Mr. Azzeddin questions is very crucial and controversial, in fact, as most of the educators focuses in the educational part of this SDGs, and to develop an approach to, let's say, to absorb all the SDGs in one approach is, I think, is very, very vital and very difficult at the same time. But as I know from my information, I don't know till now, there is a specific approach can we tackle or use in the education system to address all the SDGs. Each educator, each group, each government, or let's say community of practice related to SDG, adapt specific approach, differ from others, and this is not right. It's not healthy, and I began thinking about developing an approach, but it's not easy. We have to collect and to gather together and to work together to develop this approach. Thank you, Mr. Azzeddin.
Thank you, Dr. Kamal.
Thank you.
Dr. Kamal, I'd like to ask our speakers, any one of them can answer. Both of you did very well in terms of your presentation. I have no further question. This is just a fun question. If you are given $1 million to fund one of the SDGs, which SDG would you be able to, focus? You being given $1 million.
Sorry, can repeat? Sorry.
If you are given $1 million to fund,
Bangladesh.
Yeah. If you are given $1 million to fund, any initiatives, either SDG 1 or the last one, which SDG will you choose, and why?
Yes, thank you very much. First of all, we already have label is zero hunger, so we already completed. So this is the first, because we are not totally underdeveloping country, just trying to developing country, and most of the so first try to this, and then education, the quality education. So we also working. Our government also working, and every teachers, every institution, we are also working these sectors, quality education. So always we have to provide, we always try to provide a quality education, and different sectors, governments, most of our donations from government is education sectors. So we first zero hunger, then quality education, and beside this, during this pandemic situation, we also awareness this COVID-19 mental health. After during COVID-19, another thing, and we will try always to our after COVID-19, always trying this mental health or other situation, because this is very problematic in our country. Not only our country, most of the countries, because in education sector, we lost most of our students, they drop out. This is, so that's why we have to try to again back them and to provide the quality education and awareness. Thank you.
I also told I also speak something.
Yes.
That means if I think the most important SDG goal for me, in poverty, in all items form, zero hunger, then secondly, thirdly, health, fourth, education, and fifth, gender equality and women's empowerment, and number 6, water and sanitation. This is the most important for me.
Yes,
I think.
Thank you. So
Thank
all
you.
are working. We are all working in our country already. Yes, all are by petition. It's 8 MDG with the SDG program. So thank you, pardon me, for adding this.
Dr. Kamal, I have a say.
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. So I appreciate what our two speakers have said, on the one hand, and on the other hand, I'd like to thank the teacher and the participant who asked this question. And it's a very witty question. It's a very intelligent question. I agree with you saying that education is the key factor. Education is the key factor to these SDG goals and the way to see them a reality. In my point of view, I see that it is in education that lies the solution to all these amalgam of problems. Because teaching and educating is about what? It's about making citizens and shaping their mindsets and shaping their mentalities, their actions and their reactions. And it is through this key factor, which is found in education and not elsewhere, that we can join efforts and cooperate so as to find solutions to these global problems and make sustainable development goals a reality. So for me, as an educator, it is the educator who is a real change maker. Because
Of course, we are teachers.
Policy makers do not have direct contact with the students, especially the younger ones, the future generations, the people of tomorrow, the responsibles of tomorrow. So it is in education, it is in the classroom. It is in the classroom that the policy of the world, that the mentality of the world is shaped. And we are proud to be teachers because we have this privilege, if you like. And yet, it's not just a privilege, it is a responsibility that we should bear and should be able to bear. And thank you for you giving us this opportunity to share and to care about this.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. From my side, I can say it is easy to say. This question, it's easy to say, but it's
Yes,
very, very
but
difficult
to do. Yes, yes.
to answer and to act. In
Because-
fact, as we know that the poverty is the essence of all evils.
Yes.
But what
We
is
are
the
trying. We
solution?
all are teachers. We all are educators are trying inside our class, inside the classroom, always offline, online, all are trying. But this is so difficult. It's need to time, I think.
Yes, there is a proverb says, if the
Yes.
poverty is a man, I will kill him. You know that.
Yes.
And so, but the solution, our tools to solve any problem related to SDG, not only the poverty, we have to use the most powerful weapon, which is education.
Yes. So have you any questions? No more.
I have something to add. Not
Okay.
it's not question,
Yes.
but it's just an idea to share about you,
Yes. Of
with
course.
you. So we are educators and we are teachers. And as you know, the mentality and the mindset of the teacher is specific.
Very important.
Specific in the sense that the educator has a dream. Politicians have dreams. Policymakers have dreams. But the teacher, the dream of the teacher is the one that is unbiased. It is fair and just. So we educators, we should work in as civic activists, not only inside the classroom, but we should also work outside the classroom as members in associations and non-governmental organizations in order to be able and to have an extra field to put these principles and these values that we believe in and that we have in mind and that we share with other people. So we should go there, not only in school, but also outside the school. And we try to shape the mentality of other people so as to provide awareness and to share awareness and to incite awareness about these SDG goals. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. I totally agree with you. It's very important. It's not only inside our school, inside our classroom, but also everywhere. Just share in other countries. And in our classroom, we also have doing some activities, group works by our students. Some presentation, they also present, and there's presentation how to solve, what are the problems. They make posters. So well, let's try for the awareness. This also always we are trying. Thank you.
Mr. Azizdin give us all the time very fruitful suggestions for the month. I think we need a group to work together and to try to, let's say, to mobilize all efforts to beat them in reality. In the end of this sessions, and to thank you all for your great contributions, and to special thank for our speakers for this session. And as you know, this is the last sessions of this campaign, this series of webinars. And we hope we can establish for a new campaign, new series of webinars related to other topics and other issues for the benefits of our students, our people, and for our members. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank
Kamal.
you,
And thank you all the viewers.
Thank you all.
very
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
We
Assalamu
hope
alaikum.
to continue working together in the next sessions.
Yes, inshallah.
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 It's okay.
You are welcome. Most welcome.
Thank you all. Thank you all.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
all. Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye,
Have a nice
everybody.
day.
Goodbye.
Good night.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye.